Over the course of just 3 movies, Jordan Peele has already solidified himself as a master of the social horror genre, easily being able to put his viewers into the shoes of his characters, who are thrusted into terrifying situations while also providing social commentary and critiques. Born in 1979 in Manhattan, Jordan Haworth Peele began his entertainment career in the early 2000s with stand-up comedy, regularly performing at Boom Chicago in Amsterdam and the Second City in Chicago. In 2003, he joined the cast of Mad TV, where he met fellow performer Keegan-Michael Key, who he went on to have a successful Comedy Central series with called Key and Peele. Despite having origins in comedy, Peele always knew he wanted to make horror films, with some of his strongest inspirations being The Stepford Wives, Halloween, and A Nightmare on Elm Street. He wrote his first screenplay back in 2009 out of fun, and wasn't expecting it to go anywhere. But his screenplay, inspired by the election of Barack Obama, was going to become very real very soon. Get Out first hit theaters on February 24th, 2017. Peele didn't think much of his first film in terms of award success. However, it went on to receive critical acclaim. Out of Get Out's 218 nominations, the film won 88, including the Academy Award for Best Original Screenplay, making Peele the first Black screenwriter to win this award. After this, Peele went on to make Us in 2019 and Nope just last year, 2 films that defied audience expectations and further solidified Peele as a talented writer and director. Each film was more theatrical than the last, with budgets increasing significantly for each film. Get Out had a production budget of $4.5 million, Us had a $20 million budget, and Nope towered both with a $68 million production budget. Peele's films are known for their unique combination of a deep analysis of society and horror film elements, also known as social horror. Social horror refers to the utilization of societal issues as the major source of terror and fear within a film. Each of Peele's films dive into some aspect of society and exaggerate it to fit within the story of his film. Get Out talks about interracial relationships, the value of the Black body and objectification, modern slavery, and casual ignorance.
By the way, I would have voted for Obama for a 3rd term if I could. Best president in my lifetime, hands down.
Us comments on duality of human nature, uncanniness, physical projection of the unconscious, and systemic oppression.
What are you people? We're Americans.
And Nope is about creative exploitation and spectacle, surveillance, and capitalism. Instead of putting his characters into typical slasher film scenarios, Jordan Peele finds the horror in the mundane, such as meeting your significant other's parents or going on vacation with your family. While doing so, he simultaneously shows the terrifying sides of society and racial and sociological issues. What makes his film so unsettling is the subtlety of it all. Get Out's villains look like a normal family many people have come across in their lives, or even remind us of our own family. Us's villains are doppelgangers, uncanny replicas of ourselves. And Nope's villain isn't even seen in its entirety until the very end, spending most of the movie lurking behind clouds. The horror within these films isn't the dark shadow in the corner. It's the realization that the villain has been right next to you, right above you, or you, the entire time. Peele's films differentiate themselves even further from your typical scary movie by incorporating Afro-Surrealist elements. Afro-Surrealism uses science fiction to comment on Black characters in the present. It goes into the idea of dreamlike images and symbols and uses unconsciousness as a valid form of reality. It represents modern absurdity. Characters live in worlds that are very similar to ours, almost parallel. Yet, its Black characters are at the center of mind-boggling experiences that the characters themselves have a hard time believing are actually happening.
Nope.
All of these moving parts make for movie experiences that no one has come across in a very long time. Additionally, because of the more broad circumstances his characters are usually in, such as meeting your partner's parents, Peele has made his films open and universal. Although his films center around a specific community, his films aren't meant for just one audience, and they feature common experiences with a twist, ones that anyone can enjoy. This is proven further by the diverse audiences of Peele's films. According to the LA Times, Get Out's debut audience was 42% Black, 39% white, and 18% Hispanic. Furthermore, 30% of us as filmgoers were Black, 36% were white, and 21% were Hispanic, with almost half of the audience being under the age of 25. And, according to Universal's president of domestic distribution, Jim Orr, Nope garnered ticket buyers that were 33% Black, 35% white, 20% Hispanic, and 8% Asian. All of this shows that based on the substance of Peele's films, he's able to consistently attract diverse audiences. With the inclusion of Afro-Surrealist elements tied into his social horror films that feature predominantly BIPOC characters, Jordan Peele has officially put historically overlooked voices at the forefront of a historically overlooked genre, making space for more unique horror film perspectives and creating more opportunities for filmmakers of color to enter the genre in ways they hadn't been able to before. One major example being The Blackening, a horror film featuring an all-black cast about a group of friends playing a deadly game. The film plays into horror movie tropes and explores race, not just in a horror setting, but also in everyday society. All of this goes to show that with 3 films alone, Peele has breathed new life into the horror genre with his utilization of social horror. His films act as a catalyst for dialogue around issues that aren't typically tackled in horror films especially, all while showcasing diverse characters and universal experiences. His films are pushing the Black horror subgenre into a new, expansive age, one where we don't die first.